Hey, what's going on, guys? Mike Pat, and in this video, Mike Patrick. In this video, look, I want to talk about Akhenaten, okay? Akhenaten, all right? I want to talk about him, Moses, Abraham, okay? And I want to tie things together in history, okay? Now, there's a whole lot of speculation that Abraham and Akhenaten is the same person. There's a whole lot of speculation that Akhenaten and Moses is the same person. Okay? Just told differently throughout history. Alright? Now, we definitely have to take that into consideration, guys. If we weren't living back in those times, we have to take into consideration how things could be twisted, manipulated, broken down in ways, that's not necessarily the most accurate, way of breaking it down. Just, all kinds of things. So what I like to do is I like to try to bring a perspective just to open your mind. Like, if you notice, I never really try to get too deep into things. I just try to spark something in your mind so you can go and further look into things, okay? So, with that said, Akhenaten, okay, he was the pharaoh. He was the first pharaoh of Egypt that brought forth one God, okay, who brought forth the aspect of it's only one God, when at a time where, for a tradition, Egypt was worshiping multiple different gods, okay? He brought forth his only one God, all right? That's very similar to Moses, very similar to Abraham, okay? From the perspective that is told, as far as bringing forth Akhenaten, he told people that the sun disk, okay, was the most high power, okay, and that there was no power outside of that, okay, and that he was the medium, okay, between that power and the people, okay, and I just, with my own research, I find some very, very relative comparisons, okay? So it's just something, like I said, I think one of my jobs is just to spark you. It's not to necessarily, it's just a spark. It's just to spark things. So maybe look into, Akhenaten being Moses, Akhenaten being Abraham, look into the whole Hebrew, Egyptian connection, okay? Because at the end of the day, it was no such thing as Egypt until Greeks came along. When Greeks interpreted things their way, and then they said that it's Egypt, okay? Egypt means land of bondage, but before it was that, it was kemet, okay? It was kemet, okay? And before Isis and Osiris was Isis and Osiris, they were Asar and Aset. Before Isis and Osiris, Heru, Horus, okay. And so before Horus was Horus, he was Heru. You see what I'm saying? And then there is a lot of documentation and a lot of backing that Horus and Heru was Christ. You see what I mean? So, like I said, as I continue to study these things, the thing is, I can come across a certain amount of information to make myself be like, okay, I know what's going on. But the thing is, guys, there's always information popping up, and if you want there, you gotta take in all considerations, all information, and consider it, and try to do the best you can. So with that said, like, I'm not saying necessarily that Heru or Horus is Christ, but there's a lot of correlation between the stories, and there's a lot of people that say that, oh, the story of Christ came from the Egyptian mythology, and then that's a whole nother story, whether it's actually mythology or whether it's actually history, okay? Me personally, I have a hard time thinking that people have such the mind to just make up the imagination, just make these stories up. So, but that's all. But like I said, I'm not. This is all like just little seeds, okay? I'm not telling you what way to think. All right. Hopefully, this was a helpful video, guys. Peace.